Hey folks, welcome back. I have a confession to make. I often struggle with having the patience to allow people to catch up to me. Innovators of any kind often begin with a vision in their minds. Their vision is developed through active and passive thinking that takes place over months, years, sometimes decades. In your mind, you've played through the challenges that need to be faced, the changes that must be made. You've sketched out the concepts and connected those to various stages of implementation. You've constructed the world what it will look like once you have finished implementing your idea. All the benefits are clarified, the objections are all answered. In your mind, there are no obstacles and there are no questions left. This is where you run into problems as an influencer. Others do not take up residence in your head. When you share your idea, others have not had the hours of careful deliberation and thinking that you have undertaken. All the questions that you have answered, often inexplicitly, are open issues in the minds of the people you're speaking with. Even keeping aside the very real fact that you might be wrong, even if you're right, people often will have a hard time meeting you where you are because they haven't gone through the process of deliberation that you have. Now, there's a need for this in any organization, any group. Because individuals are always needing to grow themselves, any group, team, or organization has two choices. It must grow as their people grow, or it has to end. Groups that do not grow end up stifling the growth of the individuals within, which leads either to the group falling apart through people leaving, or it leads to real bad pathologies that occur as a result of increasing energy directed toward keeping the status quo. Many of you know I'm involved with the Alternative Book Club. We are a group that puts together and collaborates on collaborative works of nonfiction. I have been working on a new way of writing for our books. With great success, the club has utilized the anthology format for our books. This allows individuals to each write their own chapter and explore a certain facet of some concept: resilience, significance, fear. The anthology process is a great way to foster collaborative writing of books. Essentially, each contributor writes in parallel. This approach allows for rapid creation of content and is a big reason why we've been able to write 4 books within 2 years. The new approach that I'm suggesting is bringing together the voices of the club members and combining them into an integrated narrative, one story. What we're finding is that this is a monumentally more difficult task. Conceived as a leadership narrative, the story involves a central chronology, a central timeline, with 3 different arcs running through the book. It's a much more complex animal than what we've done before. I first started thinking about this idea a couple of years ago. My vision is clear, and the questions that I've had have all been answered. But others have not undergone the same process of deliberation that I have. We are not in the same place. It's easy to forget this. I speak with other folks in the Alternative Book Club, and they tell me that they field questions from those who want to write books. Many of those questions kind of catch us off guard because they are seemingly simple. We forget that, looking back, achievements look smaller than they are. Particularly when they look very daunting when they're in front of you. This concept also applies to any innovator, any influencer. The challenge always looks a lot bigger when it's before you rather than behind you. So one of the biggest challenges that I'm facing right now is struggling with how much the conceptual vision that I have needs to be shared with others. We often, as leaders, don't want to bog down our people with these large visions because they may not be necessary, and they may actually they might be not easily relevant or appreciated by those who you're speaking with. But after this project has proceeded in fits and starts, I realized that I needed to give others more glimpses into my head. I've started sharing a series of conceptual models, which I hope will help others realize where I would like us to go. But even today, some of us are struggling with returning to the comfortable anthology format. But that would be counter to the goals of this project, and a valuable opportunity for growth and learning would be lost. I'm finding my biggest avenue for growth is to help articulate my ideas, to help other people abbreviate their learning curves. This is quite a test of my leadership and communication skills, and it's providing me a different learning journey and growth journey than the others are. We need to be patient and take the time to meet others where they are and help them make the connections in their heads that will help them make the necessary contributions to our projects and to help continue them on their growth journey as we continue ours. I hope this makes some sense. I hope it's helpful. And I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you in the next video.